represents royalty. He is the king. He represents those who just have it going on. They've been given position for some odd reason. God called them to it, or maybe they worked their way up through the ranks, but for whatever reason, they're sitting on top of their game. It seems like they got all their I's dotted. It seems like they got all their T's crossed. It seems like they got money in the bank. It seems like they ain't never struggling. It seems like everything just falls in their lap. These types of folks sit in our church too. And you might not think it, but I want you to understand that if you look at TV longer than 2 minutes, you'll find out that people are killing themselves with millions, just like people are killing themselves in our streets, and they got a penny to rub together. This type of group, because they are royalty, and there's certain privileges that they get from others. People get to look up to them. People admire them. And it seems like while we're down here on the lower crust of society, that they got everything up there on the upper crust of society. But I want you to understand that even if that is your personality and you sit in our church as though you got it going on and you don't need no more, you don't need nobody, I need for you to understand that you've got to go to the same place that the other folks have to go. Verse 17, I didn't understand it long ago in my life because we grew up poor. I grew up in a single parent family, and I thought that all the problems that we had could be solved by money. And I found out a long time ago, brothers and sisters, that money won't solve it all. I thought that the reason life was so hard is because we didn't have no money. I thought that the reason why we struggled so much, it could certainly be overcome if we just got a little money. That's all we need. We need to be like that man on TV, not knowing what he's going through. We need to be like that woman on TV, not knowing what she went through. But that group is in our church too, and you have to go to the same place as the army. Not only that, we have here in verse 3, it says, and they set the ark of God upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah and Ahio, the sons of Abinadab, drave the new cart. And what I want to somehow get you to see is that these two men are not Levites. The way it was supposed to go is anytime you were moving the Ark of the Covenant, the Levites, which were right under the priest, they served in the temple, they were supposed to be the people who took care of the Ark of God. They were supposed to be the ones who drove the Ark of God. If the Ark of God was going to move, these people were supposed to move it. But I want you to see in the text here, there in verse 3, it says, Uzzah and Ahio, they were brothers, and they drove the cart. I want you to understand how this could certainly be helpful to us, because some of us are kind of out of position. Some of us don't know where we're supposed to be. Some of us don't know what our gifts are. Some of us don't know what God has called us to do. Some of us don't know what we're good at. Some of us don't know what our ministry is. And we just happen to be in here. The good thing about it is we are making ourselves available so that hopefully God will show it to us anyway. Hopefully he will expose it to us. Maybe I'm not supposed to be driving this thing, but God, you know I'm here. I came and I want you to use me. And Ahio and this brother Uzzah were these types of people. They're driving the covenant of God, or the ark of the covenant, and they're taking it to verse 17, where we're all supposed to go, which is in the house of the Lord, the tabernacle of the Lord. And I know, brothers, sometimes you get called upon to sing in the choir, and that ain't your gift. I understand. Sometimes we find folks on the piano that never should have picked up a piano. I understand that. Some of us find people at the ushers position, or some of us find ourselves in deacon's position. Some of us find ourselves sometimes even in the pulpit, and you really haven't been called to it. You're really not that gifted to do it, but because you are available and you say, God, here I am. Now, maybe I'm in the wrong place now, but I'm sure it might not happen today. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's next month. I will find myself. God will make room for what I have to offer. Maybe I'm not like you, and maybe you're not like me, but if you just make yourself available, maybe you're sitting in the pews now, God can find a place for you. Maybe you're not the preacher, but maybe you're a parking lot attendant. God still has a place for you. Maybe you're not the usher, but maybe there's a place for you in the choir. You've been practicing in the shower for 85 years. Something God has for you. And you're sitting in the pews.